Well, you'll never believe this, everybody. Apparently, Governor Brown is being funded by out-of-state resources. That's right. Everybody's kind of laughed at me for saying she's been being funded out of California for some time, but it's not just California that's funding Governor Brown. It appears that also Mr. George Soros himself is funding her. And we're going to go to a Willamette Week article right now, and I'm going to show you exactly where this report came from. And here we are at Willamette Week, and as you can see, right here at the top, Governor Kate Brown picks up an unprecedented donation from financier George Soros. The contribution marks the first time a New York-based fund manager and philanthropist has donated directly to an Oregon politician. Now, here's some key facts here right in the beginning. You can see that they're calling him a fund manager and philanthropist and not a Democrat activist and globalist. This whole spin piece makes it sound like George Soros donating to Kate Brown is a good thing. I actually see it that she is weakening and that her funding and her capability to actually win the state's election has been seriously impacted by her performance as a governor. I would actually like to see her voted out, but with Soros's backing and enough funding, she is going to be able to pull this off. Now, currently, there is no real Republican frontrunner. We do have a couple of Republicans that are in the lead, but there's like 5 or 6 of them running. The primary will be here in about a month, and then we will have a choice of candidates, and we will make our decision and see who's going to be running directly against her. I'm glad that Oregon did not push the top 2 primary system, because if we did, then we wouldn't be getting anybody running opposed to Kate Brown. We'd be getting Kate Brown and Kate Brown Light, because we'd have another Democrat in there, specifically. Now, here they go into talking about how rich Soros is and how he's never funded openly to an Oregon an Oregon individual who's running for election. But here's the thing. His first direct involvement in an Oregon race since the state began keeping electronic contribution records in 2006. So it's entirely possible that George Soros has contributed to many of the Oregon elections prior to 2006. I personally think he was behind Goldstein and Kitzhaber both times, and I realistically think that he will continue to try to manipulate elections because Oregon currently is California light. And as long as Oregon stays California light, people like George Soros will continue to try to fund that activity here in order to keep that going. Now, Governor Brown has raised almost $1 million, and she has 3.4 on hand. Now, Republican Bueller has raised almost $1 million as well and has 1.6 on hand, but he's not really well known. And realistically, there are several others that are more well known than he is currently in the race. But my problem is that since Soros is now funding her, and there's a lot of Soros-funded activity here in Oregon, I'm worried he's going to buy the election. And I'm worried that nobody's going to look into it because apparently Dennis Richards is currently neck deep in something or another and isn't investigating all this stuff. Also, it appears that he's not looking into things that he should be looking into that have been questioned all year long. Or if he is, he hasn't publicly spoken out about them, and I wish I could really get some more information on this stuff. But it seems to be locked up right now. Well, this is it. This is her. She's likely the next governor of Oregon again. And it really saddens me to see how far this state has fallen. Well, if you're an Oregonian and you're watching this, you should probably be pushing back against Soros funding your elections. But since California has been funding the Democrat Party in Oregon for quite some time, it's likely that you don't even care. Thank you all, and have yourselves a great day.